What's up, gaming heroes? Welcome back to another awesome World of Warcraft video. My name is Erosium, and in today's video, we're actually going to be looking at Island Expedition Transmog flipping. This is a specific type of flipping where we look at all the different transmogs from Island Expeditions and we flip them on the auction house to make a banging profit. If you are like I was previously, you probably don't know which transmogs are from Island Expeditions and which aren't. As a thank you to all my patrons for supporting me, I've actually created a flipping guide for Island Expeditions in specific, which includes all of my TSM strings for every single transmog, whether it's weapons or armor. I've included every single one in that TSM string. So if you are a Patreon, check that out. Go over to my Patreon and you'll find access through my website to get those. It's pretty cool and I think you guys will really like it. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, I recognize that Island Expeditions would be a really lucrative business to get into with patch 9.1.5 changing the queuing to be solo islands. Now, I know that with this change, it's probably going to incite a lot of people to just go straight into islands and farm a ton up, and then they're probably going to stop and not be bothered again, right? Because that's really, realistically, the people that farm Island Expeditions are people who like farming transmogs, people that are trying to get mounts, people that are trying to get pets or achievements, right? Apart from that, most people aren't going to do it because it's just not typically something they're going to go out their way to do. So I recognize this as a great opportunity to make use of the auction house. Loads of people are farming Island Expeditions, getting these transmogs they just want to get rid of because apparently transmogs don't sell. And so someone like myself, a gold farmer, can come along and simply open up the auction house and check for any low items. So this is when I basically went out and I found every single set that I could that belonged to Island Expeditions. I individually searched them up. I found every single weapon. It took me hours and hours to get all this information together, and I created an awesome TSM profile. Now, Island Transmogs. Now, my Island Transmogs is split into armor and weapons, and as you can see, there is absolutely loads, dude. There is tons and tons. It took me ages to get the full list, and I'm still thinking maybe I don't think I'm missing anything. I'm pretty certain I got absolutely everything on this list that I could possibly get. I did a lot of research on this. I had to go through individual patches to make sure I got every single transmog possible. So it's as easy as this. Now I go to browse and I simply go to Island TMOGS and I just click run scan, and it's 292 items that it's going to run now, and this is just going to find every single item from that list that is potentially posted on the auction house, and it's going to basically figure out what I can potentially sell here. Now, what I want to be really clear here is it's not just cheap transmogs we're after good deals. So this color here on the side here, this is great, but don't rely on this too much. You really after deals here. So for example, if there's one item that's like, I don't know, 100% value, but there's only like 2 items, yeah, and it's still quite like low. For example, let's have a look here. So it's saying that these boots here are quite low, and the region market value average is 28k. The current market value is about 8,800, and these are posted at 4,000 gold. This would be a potential good thing to purchase because you can make a cheeky 4,000 gold on that, and you've got no other competition. You've got zero competition, so you would own that market. It's much better to buy something like that costs a little bit more to do a flip, rather than buying something that, for example, is like 200 gold, but there's 10 of them, just so you can reset a market. If there's 10 of them, it's probably quite a common transmog, and you're probably going to have some struggle there with buying that to sell it back, because you're going to be holding onto a ton of stock that you can't really get rid of quickly, and you're going to be constantly trying to reset a market. You don't want to be in that. You want to be controlling markets where you haven't got a huge amount of competition, because it's supply and demand. If you can control the market, then you theoretically have a lot more to gain from the market. Now, I want to be clear here. I had 25,000 gold on this character. All my gold is on my main character. I think I'm at 1,067,000 gold, which isn't too bad in the last month. It's not too bad at all. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm doing my own personal little challenge right now, seeing how much gold I can make in a month. I've pushed myself. I've got 1,067,000. I think I can do a bit more than that monthly. I think I can definitely do it, considering I don't play too much in the day. Now the scan is finally done, and as you can see, there is an absolute metric boatload of items. So typically what I like to do is I search the armor, then I search the weapons. You know, you can do it like this as well. Now, you got to bear in mind, certain transmogs are going to be really common. Like, for example, this mace here. This is a really nice looking mace, but it's also super common. Everyone gets this mace. And if you're on a high population server like I am, then resetting this market, you know, buying all of these out, it's going to be really difficult because, you know, you're going to have to try and sell these back, and then you're going to be getting loads more people posting these on the auction house. There's guaranteed to be people out there with these in their bank just waiting for the price to increase before they post it. It happens all the time. So you don't want to be buying these items here that are low, but there's tons of them. Just don't do it. Only do it if there's just a couple to buy. Now let's look here. So there's a couple to buy here. This is a potentially a really good opportunity. It really depends on how often they sell. If you don't trust TSM, you can also use something called Undermine Journal, which is really easy to use. Simply open up Google, type in Undermine Journal, click the top link, and then type in the item that you want to search. Okay. Plundered Twin Barb. All right. Shanker. Right. That's right. And now this will show us the typical market average of where the item is falling. Now, with all island transmogs, you have to consider that they're all going down right now because of the solo island expedition change. Now, I predict that the average value of island expedition transmogs is going to be probably about 3/4 of what it originally was. So take a quarter of the original value, and that's probably where I think it's going to settle. Personally, that's my thoughts on it. If we just change this here, daily summary, you see where my mouse is just here, daily summary, change that to 1 month. And we can kind of see how much they've been selling for recently. So we can see that the market price is 200 and the region price is 14,450, which isn't too bad actually. Now that you can see the quantity has gone up, and as the supply has gone up, the demand has obviously stayed the exact same, and therefore the value has shot down because of the supply has gone up. Now, if you take the supply off, the value should rise once again. So that's exactly what we're doing by simply buying these and resetting it. So here right now, this is actually a good opportunity right here to reset. 200 gold is pretty fine. Yeah. And they were literally 2,000 gold on the 3rd of November. So about a week ago, which is pretty awesome. And as you can see, they've all just gone down and down with this patch, which is completely fine. I am absolutely happy with that. I can go ahead and purchase that and not have a guilty conscience about that. That's going to be a fine one for me. And there's only 2 of them, so I'm not going to have a ton of stock to hold on to. I'm going to be able to stick those back up and easily sell them. These Murloc braces, these are actually quite common, I found. So I actually am not going to be purchasing these. Too many of them for me to feel comfortable to do a reset there. So I'm going to stay away from that. The mace, let's have a look how many there is. Again, it looks quite common. So I'm going to stick to the armor for now because a lot of these weapons are quite common that you can get. It's the really high value stuff that I love to actually personally buy and reset. Again, there's quite a lot here. The foot wraps and they're slow sellers, 0.01 sell rate. Too slow for me to consider buying more than one to reset, to be honest with you. Seeker, that's a nice looking weapon, and it's 20,000 gold. So if I saw one at like 5,000 gold, I'd buy it. I'd snap buy it straight away. You can also open up your chat log and you can whisper whoever it is who's selling it. This guy's called Dig. Hey mate, fancy cutting me a deal on that plundered heart hacker? Okay, and he's not on. So I could potentially send it to this person and this person and this person. And I'd basically lowball them and say, can I offer you 5k for it? And they'd obviously say, it's on the auction house for 20k. I'd be like, I know, bro. I just thought you might want to get a quick sale. I'm after that transmog at the moment. Oftentimes they say, yeah, you know what, whatever, 5k is 5k, and they take it. It's a nice, easy lowball just to get that gold, and then you sell it back for 20k and you made 15k off the top. I did this yesterday. I bought a just normal BOE, Shadowlands BOE for 25k, and then I actually sold it for 32k within 4 hours, which is pretty damn good. It was listed on the auction house for, I think it was 32,000 it was listed on. And I whispered the guy and said, hey, can I buy this a little bit cheaper? Will you cut me a deal for a quick sale? He did. Bought it for 7k less, and then I sold it again 4 hours later at 32k. So obviously made 7k straight away. Auction house fees, a little bit there. But hey ho, it's still a good deal. Now, let's go down to leg wraps. Swarm Fury, again, is quite a common item, so I don't think I'm going to buy that. I mean, I bought this already. I've got items up here already, and I bought these when they were something like 20 gold. It's quite kind of crazy. Hydraxian Waistcord, no. We want to be going for those like really sexy transmogs if we can. Nothing too common. Dragon Rider's Helm looks kind of cheap there. Let's just have a look what's going on there. That's looking quite cheap, actually. How many of these do I have? I haven't got any. So you see this Insanum? Sanum has clearly bought a bunch of these and is doing a reset themselves. And then since they've done a reset, 3 more people have posted it on the auction house. That teaches us that this is quite a common item people are finding and probably not something I want to go into competition with in Sanum over. I'm going to probably avoid that and go for something else altogether. It's about analyzing how much competition. So you see this? Another person doing it. Hydraxian leg wraps looks really good. The value seems to be kind of okay, but there's 3. I don't want to have to hold on to a ton of stock, but that's just me currently. You might want to take 3. I think 3 is probably where I call a maximum on a reset. I mean, look at this guy. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's oversupplying the market, and because he's oversupplying the market, the value is going to continue to go down. This is not something you want to be doing. You're just wasting deposit fees here. You only want to be putting up maybe 1 or 2 items at a time. Don't oversell all these items. No one's going to come through and be like, oh, I'll just buy 10 of these Hydraxian leg wraps for 5,600 gold, the market value. No one's going to do that. So this person here is just losing deposit fees for no reason. And they might be using the auction house as a storage place, but ultimately it's not a good idea because all you're doing is you're oversupplying a market, and oversupplying market is never good for the values. It always ends up just going down. People see this and they'll say, oh, there's tons on the auction house, I just want a quick sale. They'll stick a bunch up, you know, on low sale, and someone else will, and then you end up with no sales at all, and everyone loses. So don't do that. This guy's probably ruining this market right here. Hydraxian hand wraps. Let's have a look here. Again, too low for me to enter. There's too many. You want to be considering like snap buying any of those really low ones. So see this person undercut me here. That's completely fine. But I bought these items here for 600 gold and I reset it to 1,100 gold. Nice and easy, quick sale. Tomb Keeper's Gauntlets. No, not worth it. How much did I buy this Razor Fin for? It doesn't say how much I bought it for. Why does it not say? I'm pretty certain though I bought that for like 500 gold. Spider Acolytes is too common. It's going to go down to some of these other items here. Twilight Shoulders. These are quite nice. I do like these. Oh, that's mine. It's already mine. And I bought those for 500 gold. Again, it's just a matter of reset, buy, reset, buy. And I only use 25k to get a value of 1.5 million right now on the auction house, just in various transmogs and pets and stuff like that. Firekin boots. Let's have a look at these Firekin boots. No gold. See, look, that is a really nice auction they've got right there. That's a really nice auction. That's going to probably go. Firekin. I quite like the Firekin. Is there any other Firekin stuff there? I'm just looking now. I'm going to go through it a little bit quicker. Faceless Followers, guys. This is a really nice mog. If that was a bit lower, I'd consider it. I'd probably want that to be about 1,500 before I were to buy into that. Armbands, no. Armbands are just slow, aren't they? These are nice legs. Have they got any bids though? That's the big question. Always check the bids because sometimes you get a nice bid. Oh, Duskhaven boots. Let's have a look. What's here? Nothing in particular, but those boots are really nice boots. A lot of people buy the Duskhaven stuff. Duskhaven always does well. Arm pads again. No, we're not interested in arm pads. That is a nice weapon though. That weapon. Let's have a look at that. 2 weapons there. It's got kind of quite a fast sell rate, to be honest, 0.04. Market value 2,500. I'd only be making 800 gold on that if I bought 2 of those. Probably not going to do that then. How's these shoulders looking? Oh, I've reset that yesterday. They were 200 gold and I've put it at nearly 3,000 gold. Hydraxian Mantle. Let's have a look at that. Nice. Whoever got those, it's a nice buy. Look at that helmet. It's gorgeous. Let's have a look at the bids on those. Oh, that Hydraxian helmet is worth quite a lot of money, and it looks like there's a lot of competition here. He's got 3 items posted right now. I would probably actually consider buying that. Actually, no, I wouldn't. No, 0.02. It's not too bad. I think that's probably a bit more risky, that one is, but I'd probably actually buy it, stick it in the bank, and hold on to it for a couple weeks. That's often what I'll do with items that I think will definitely sell through, but I see like a bit of competition. If I see like this Alarindial, he is probably going to sell through this stuff and be like very domineering of this market, and it's going to be kind of annoying resetting. So I might like consider buying this, then stick it in my bank, and then coming back to a later point. Dragon Rider's Harness. Let's have a look here. So I've got one already on. Kuzgun. I did actually this farm yesterday with him, and I farmed this one. I didn't buy it. I farmed this, and that's one of my friends right there who also got it, and he got very lucky. So we're in competition with one another to sell it now. Admiral's Hat. You can get these Admiral's Hats all the time for like 400 gold. So keep a very close attention to these hats because they go really, really well. Firekin Breeches. I like these breeches. These are nice breeches. No luck there. Stink Rock Smasher is an amazing... Oh my gosh, someone's bought that. There was one on yesterday for 40,000 gold. Someone's bought it already and probably reposted it for 120k. That's crazy. I quite like that. that Transmog there. That is posted 1,200. Frostwind Vestment. How much is that on? 6,000. No luck on that one. Duskhaven Jacket. Let's have a look at how much this is going for. Wow, these Duskhaven Jackets sell for so much. It's crazy. It's definitely worth, if you see any of these go up, get involved in that, because it is going to be a nice sale. Look at that shield as well. That's a gorgeous shield. So it's just about like figuring out which pieces look really good, are potentially going to get some traction. So you see here, this one's been clearly reset to 200k, and you could probably easily buy this for like 20k as a snap buy. If you bought it as a snap buy as 20k and sell it for 200, you're going to be absolutely laughing. Now this one here, Plundered Swarmer's Blade, I've been undercut there. And how about those Spirit Mantles? They are 25k. How much do they sell for? Yeah, around 25k, so that person knows what they're doing. Firekin Braces, no, we're not interested in that. Frostwind Mantle, yeah, that's okay. Hydraxian Robes, that's okay. Like this helmet, let's have a look at the helm. Oh my god. Okay, I've got one of these helms. Yeah. See, I reset this auction yesterday, and I bought these helmets for 250 gold, and I reset it to 13,000. I just saw a good opportunity, and it's a nice transmog. Frostwind Cow. Now, what you have to bear in mind with as well is these braces aren't completely useless when you find these braces. The people are trying to collect sets, so they need the braces to buy the set, to actually like have the set as their transmog sets. So don't just throw away braces. They do sell. Duskhaven Breaches. No, people know what they're doing with those. Firekin Robes. Let's have a look at those. 80k. These shoulder pads. See, this is what I mean. Some of this stuff is amazing that you can do a snap buy on. It's just about finding those really good opportunities to do it on. Okay, so I actually think I'm going to go in on this Dragon Rider's helmets here. There's only 3, and I can easily reset that and afford that. So I'm actually going to buy those 3 and do a reset, because there is that other guy there. Geocrag. These Hydraxian leg wraps. How many is there? There's another 3. This guy's got them at 5k. I'm going to buy 3. Because ultimately I can just put them in my bank and then sell them at a later point. They don't have to be sold this instant. I'm happy to wait a month if I need to sell something at a price that I'm happy with. Okay, now I'm just going to do a quick cancel scan. Now, I highly suggest that when you're going ahead and you're doing these types of flipping, not to hold all your gold on that character. This is something I've had to start practicing over the years, is not holding on to all of your gold on one character. If your character has gold, you psychologically know you can spend that gold. However, if you keep your gold on another character altogether, you psychologically know you can't spend that gold. So what I've done is I've said, right, I'm going to invest 25k into Island Expedition Transmogs. And this character is only going to have 25k, but all other gold over that 25k is going to go straight to my main. And that's how I've actually made all my gold, because I stopped spending it on everything. And I was just like, you know what? So you see here, this is where I had that gold here, and then I invested in a couple of items, and boom, bang, ping. Okay, now as for auctions, when it comes to the operations for this side of things, it's really going to depend on what realm you're on. If you're on a really full pop realm, you're going to need to do quite aggressive minimum prices. If you're on like quite a low pop realm, you're going to be able to kind of go a bit more relaxed on the minimum prices. Given that I'm on a full pop realm, I'm very, very aggressive on my minimum prices, because I've got so much competition no matter whatever time it is. All right, so you have to consider that. For mine, I have region TMOG. It's set to 12 hours. Post cap is 2. Undercut amount is obviously 0. You don't need to put any number here. The way World of Warcraft works is the auction house, when you undercut, it's considered the most recent auction. As long as you're the lowest price with everyone else, it doesn't matter if you're the same price as everyone else. As long as you're the most recent auction, you've undercut that person technically. Okay, for most realms, you might want to go 50% DB region market value average. That will basically mean that it's going to be 50% of 2,000, which is probably 1,100, and that's going to be the minimum it will post it at. Now for maximum, it'll be 400, 400, 200, 200. It entirely depends what you want to do. But I'm just showing you what I use and what works for me, and this is working for me currently. Before, I sometimes change this to DB market, where it's like 25% DB market. It really just depends, again, on your population, on your realm, how much competition have you got. You can run with 50%, or you can run with 25%, and you can run with DB market or DB market value average. It's up to you. If you don't know how that works, just look at our Trade Skill Master website, and they have full guides on how to explain everything like that. This video isn't a TSM tutorial, it's just explaining really briefly how I've got mine set up. Now, I always go for 12 hours because I'm always running cancel scans. It just makes sense to do it for 12 hours, nothing over that. Now, as you can see here, a lot of these are under like market value, so that's why I have it to DB market rather than the market value average, because as a full pop realm, if I'm going off the sale values or like other realms, it's going to be really difficult because it's just not realistic to my realm. We get a lot quicker sales, but we also have lower sale value. Now you can see at this point that there is a couple of items here that are just really, really low, and putting myself any lower is probably not going to be good for business. So I'm going to just go ahead and not sell those Hydraxian robes. 3,500. I mean, yeah, I bought mine at 500 gold, which is pretty good, but still, I bought them at 250 gold, 333, and 500, so probably wouldn't go ahead and do that. I could, I make 10 times my value on it, I could. Yeah, let's just drop it down to a little bit lower. Given it my realm, as I say, I make a lot more gold a little bit quicker than other realms would, but I also like sell things a little bit cheaper than I would typically. So I'm actually going to drop that all the way to 25% DB market, because I know when I'm buying it, I'm actually buying it like ridiculously cheap in comparison to other people. So it's not a problem for me to sell something super cheap like that. And I've set it so that I'm only posting 2 at a time, because I don't want to flood the auction house and have too much items. If I've got too many of these items, that's fine. I'll stick them in my guild bank. We'll keep them for a rainy day. It's much better doing that than holding on to a ton of items in the auction house and flooding the auction house. All you're going to do is drive the price down, and no one likes driving the price down. Not good for business at all. I got 1,670,000 gold on the auction house in like just pets and island transmogs. That's happy days. I haven't even yet made my TSM profile for all the pets that you can get, but I'm going to do that as well. That's the next step. But right now, this is the perfect opportunity for you to buy a ton of island expedition transmogs and then sell them back to make a ton of gold. If you want to just get all my TSM strings, you can just sign up to my Patreon and get access. It's on the lower tier, so you get access to all of my different TSM strings, not just the island expeditions. If you did enjoy this, smash the like button and click subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Erosium, out!